Yesterday, I took a valid setup and got stopped out almost immediately. I closed the platform and called it a day with a $90 loss. There is no version of my past self that would have accepted that. I would have made it back, doubled down, tried to force another trade, or taken a massive loss and blown the account. But yesterday, I actually stopped, and that one decision to stop after a clean loss is something I wish I had learned years ago. So, in today's video, I want to talk about that. I want to talk about how we can get better at taking these small losses, why they're so emotionally uncomfortable in the moment to deal with, and why mastering this one skill might be the most important part of becoming a consistent trader, because that's what we're striving for is consistency. Okay, so this is what happened yesterday. This is the trade that I took that it's a really tilt-inducing feeling. Okay, so I went short right below this candle. This would have been my C strategy where the opening 1 minute range breaks, and I'm looking for the failed breakout to happen here. So I get in just like a tick below this bar. And as you can see, it was stopped out almost immediately. So I lost 19 or 20 points on that. This would have been my next setup of the day. So this would have been my A long. And guess what? It would have been stopped out too. So I'm really glad that I stopped at the one trade because it would have been a loser. And I think even the third trade that would have set up for me after that, had I kept trading, would have also been a loser. So I had one small loss instead of having three losses, which would have felt terrible. Of course, when this happened, there was like this internal war going on. Like the tilt voice came in and, it's like, just take another trade. You don't want to end the day like this. That wasn't a real setup. You can fix it now. Just make it back. Like it's that just make it back, make this right now kind of voice that comes in. But my rules are one trade a day, valid setups only, and stopping after a loss. And I also added I tightened the rules up a bit and I think I put a max daily loss limit of $100. I had lost 90, so realistically, there's really no trade that I can take where I'm only going to be risking $10. And what's the point? Um, I mean, when the feeling when I had to stop, it was, I felt frustrated and rushed, and it just felt like the day was unfinished. Like I was missing the move, like I was walking away from a chance to get it back, and like I was giving up. Nobody wants to feel like they're just quitting easily or giving up. That's what it felt like. But I have my rules. I was determined to stick to them. So I just had to ignore that. I had to just not act on those feelings or those annoying tilt thoughts. So I closed the platform and I switched over to other things. I was on the Discord for a little bit. I worked on some YouTube stuff. I just redirected my energy and closed down trading for the day. I removed the ability to go on tilt. I think the thing that I took from yesterday's quick loss there is that a small loss is not the problem. The reaction that we have to it is where the problem comes in. The danger is in the next click, not in the first one where you took a valid setup and the trade just didn't work. Trades are just going to not work sometimes. That's part of it. And we need to be able to accept that without unraveling when it happens. You can feel the urge and not act on it. This is the entire game of discipline. My best trading is happening when I do less, when I take the trade, walk away, and close it up for the day. That's when I get better results. I'd love to be able to trade all day. I'd love to be able to take 20 trades a day, but that's what kept me stuck in that pattern of, doing well for a little while and then blowing up and losing weeks or months of progress. This is what's been working for me. So I know what I need to do. Accepting the loss is just part of the system. Your edge includes losses, your plan includes losses, your consistency requires these losses. Um, this is where you get to test yourself. And this is something that we need to work on getting good at by practicing it and by just achieving these I say achieving, but yeah, like achieving these little losses without letting them get out of control or throw us off of our plan. On the day that this happened, I was frustrated, I was annoyed with it, and I was on a live stream later that day, and someone in the chat asked me, "How do you just take the small loss and accept it? How do you get good at doing that and just move on from it without letting it completely derail all your progress?" What I told him is what I would say step 1 here, and that's to practice doing it. We have to practice taking the small loss without the huge reaction. Um, you can't think your way into this. You have to experience the discomfort, um, and that's just gonna come with actually doing it, with following through, with taking those little losses and moving on. Every clean loss builds the habit. Each one gets a little bit easier. Not emotionally. Emotionally, it always sucks, but I think neurologically, our brains can actually get used to accepting like, "Oh, it's just a small loss. That's it today, and it's okay," the more that we do it. You build discipline by doing the disciplined thing when you really don't want to do it. Step 2, zoom out. Weekly and monthly view, not trade by trade. And somebody in the chat said this. They said, "You have to take a bigger picture view of it to be able to accept the losses," and he was definitely right. A single 1 hour loss doesn't matter. Your month matters. Your sample size matters. Your emotional stability matters way more than the P&L of a single day. When you zoom out, that loss is pretty insignificant. It only feels huge because, you're staring at it sometimes literally from 2 inches away. Step 3, treat it like a business expense. People have been telling me this in the comments for months now that you just have to look at your losses as a business expense and move on from it. But I feel like first you have to build the habit. First, you have to force yourself through that discomfort of taking the small losses and getting used to it and building up the tolerance to it before you can actually just sort of like unemotionally look at it as a business expense. Uh, in real time, the loss does not feel like a business expense. But when you look back over the month, I think if you can stick to the plan that long and keep it to these small losses, that's when you can actually just see, oh, $90 here, $120 there. It's nothing in a $2,000 month. The real danger is in those days where we can't accept that as a business expense and we keep going. Um, Another thing that I've been working on this, maybe I'll put it as step 4 here, is visualizing. Top Step, I really liked what they had. Maybe other platforms have it. I don't have it now with Trade or Take Profit Trader, but they had the calendar, which showed your green and red days, the amounts, and the number of trades you took. So now when I have the loss, I try to actually visualize the calendar and just see like a $90, 2 $90 or $100 loss days in my weeks. Because, if I have a 60% win rate, I can expect those 2 losses. So I try to actually visualize those $90 losses in the calendar and then visualize, the green days as $120 to $160. When I do this, then I can take you know, I guess, zoom out a little bit on it and look at the month instead of just the day. Most traders don't blow up because of the small, the controlled, or the planned loss that's just part of their trading system. They blow up because they refuse to accept it. If you can master walking away on red days, your green days will just handle themselves. In case you missed it, the DGen Rehab Discord is officially live. The first 100 founding members are going to get in for $10 a month. After that, it goes up to 20. Honestly, I wanted to make it free, but charging for it means that we can actually put the work into it and we can spend the time and really get the features that we want it to have. So, we will be adding more custom bots, more features to it for discipline tracking, maybe outside of trading even. But for right now, we've got the daily discipline check in. tracking. We've got your discipline profiles. I love those. They're my favorite to read. They're the leaderboard is automatically updated daily, and it's not tracking your P&L, so it's not tracking if you won your trades that day. It's tracking whether you followed your discipline rules that day. So you can have a green day on your P&L and you can fail on your rules, and that's what we really want to track. I also am going to be doing like I want to do a custom monthly report to you so that if we see the same issue cropping up on your check-ins, on your fail days, then you can actually see it and be notified and see, okay, this is how many times it happened. I also have something in there where if you have 3 bad days in a row, it's going to notify me so that I can reach out to you and, we can talk about what's going on. If you need help in real time, there's a voice chat room where you can come in and I will actually just, talk you through it. We can talk about what's going on. Like I said before, I wanted to copy like the AA sponsor model. I'm not a therapist, I'm not a profitable trader, but I am someone who's been struggling with this discipline thing for such a long time. So, it's just like AA where it's like one alcoholic helping another alcoholic, right? Like it's obvious to me when someone needs to stop or what they need to do, just like it's been obvious to my viewers for the, past months what I need to do with my discipline, and it's frustrating for them when I slip off. So it's got that feature as well. We will be adding more. As far as the pricing with the $10 a month, I looked at it as for me personally, I've never had a tilt day cost me less than $100, and $100 is being conservative on my tilt days. I mean, I had that one where I think I reset or bought like 8 Top Step accounts in a single day. Those were not on sale. Those were full price 50K accounts with Top Step. So I think that the price is reasonable if you look at it as if it even prevents one tilt day a month, then it's more than paid for itself. But I think if you're actually in the community, you do the check-ins, you fill out your discipline profile, you're honest with yourself and you're honest with other traders in there, then it'll save you a lot more than one tilt day a month. All right, that's it for me today. Unfortunately, I can't do the live streams anymore due to my son, but I will be doing the daily videos again. So I'll see you back here tomorrow. Hope you had a good trading day.